Hello everyone and welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. I'm still making my cards for my Rooted in Nature masculine class that I'm having. And you remember I'd made this card with the little flap, the front flap, as one of the cards, and now I thought while I'm just designing and making a different card, I might as well show you what I'm doing. So I'm definitely using these sentiments. I want to use the Be Strong, Be Happy, Be You sentiment, and I want to use some of the DSP from the Nature's Poems set, but I also want to use something from Dragonfly Dreams, and I'm going to use this little die which cuts out the 5 dragonflies. I have already cut some pieces of card just because I am designing for a class and I like to have sort of lots of pieces of card cut so that I can see exactly what I want. And I'm never quite sure until I'm making it exactly what I want. So I have a piece of Tranquil Tide and it's just our normal card size, scored at 5.5 this way, so I know it's going to be a card that stands like this. There we go. So what I decided to do was to look through my bag with all the tiny little pieces from the Nature's Poem DSP. This shouldn't be in there, that's from something else. So let's get rid of that before I design with that and realise it's the wrong thing. Move those. But I have lots and lots of little pieces and I wanted to use some of those up. So I decided that I would use this. It was already cut. I'd made a different card a little while back and I'd used this brown side. But I thought, you know, this is already cut. It fits in like a nice picture window size in there. Let's see actually what size that is. It's 4 3/4 by 3.5. And I'm going to use that as my backing here. I'm not going to glue it down yet because I have a little idea of something I want to put underneath. So then I cut a piece of black card, and this is 4.5 by 3.25, and I'm going to layer that on the top. And then I've cut 2 white pieces, one for the inside, one for the outside, and these are much smaller than I usually cut. These are 4.25 by 3. Okay, and I'll show you why it's much smaller in a moment. So that's going to go like that, and then there'll be a piece the same inside. I just need to cut another piece of this, or I can leave it just black and white. I haven't decided yet. Okay. Now, why I cut it this small is because I had a little piece of white card that I'd put through the Subtles embossing folder. And I don't know if you can see because it is very, very subtle. It looks like a piece of linen. And what I decided was I wanted this on the front. And I wanted to use the Be Strong, Be Happy, Be You. So I stamped it here. But because it had already been through the Subtles embossing folder, you can't really see what it says. Ordinarily, you should stamp and then put it through the folder. So although this is the piece of card I want to use, I'm not really happy about this. So I stamped that again. Let me see where I put it. I tried it in grey and I've tried it in black. And I'm going to use the black. I'm going to cut this out, stick it over here, but raise it up a little bit. So let's cut that out. It is really, really easy to cut out because they're nice straight lines. It's just very narrow. Oh, let's just cut that off. And this piece. Let's see if this is going to work. It's very, very narrow. So I could use my adhesive strips, the long pieces, or I could use some of the edgings from here. Let's see. Oh yeah, that would work. Let's do that. So let's just see how much of a piece we need. It's probably going to need to be just less than 3 little mountains. And I'm going to put it over the piece here that I want it to cover. And that way I know I'm going to get it in the right place. And let's put this, that one can go in the bin. There, let's see. Oh, that's not very straight, Diane. Move that round a bit. There we go. And then if anybody does look underneath and see that it's got some printing or some stamping, they'll see that it says exactly the same thing. So they'll just think I've cut it out twice on purpose. Okay, so let's do the next one. This is a tiny bit smaller. So let's just do 2 little mountains. Line it up on there. And cut this one out. Don't ever throw things away just because they haven't come out exactly how you want. You know, there's no right and wrong way to stamp, and who knows how it was meant to look beforehand? Nobody, only you. Let's take the backing off there. Pop that on there. Oh, I'm liking this better. And then we need a smaller piece for the bottom one. I did think about getting one of my markers out and covering over the little white pieces that were left from where the embossing had been. But, you know, I thought that was just too much of a faff. So, and I'd probably, knowing me, I'd colour the wrong bit and then you wouldn't see what it said at all. So I think this is a nice compromise. A bit fiddly, but a very nice compromise. Let's see, that one's not very straight, so let's just move that a little bit. There. Oh, that looks good. I like that now. Just gives a little bit of depth as well to the card. So let me see, where's my other black piece? Because I know I've cut 2. There it is. So this one I can attach onto the black. Might be a little bit difficult where that bumpy piece is, but I'm sure we'll manage. When you put paper through this Subtles embossing folder, when it comes out, it feels almost soft, like material. It's nice. When I first saw the embossing folder, it was shown at On Stage last April. And I was looking at it on the screen because they showed a big picture of it. I couldn't even see what it was. And then they gave us our catalogues and I still couldn't see what it was. So, but no. Once it arrived, I loved it. Okay, let's put this onto here. This, just centre it there. Okay, so that's going to go on the front here, and I know it doesn't look very masculine with the orangey colour here, the orange and the pink, but with the Tranquil Tide that just tones down that orangey pink colour a little bit and makes it look much more masculine. Now, I showed you that I was going to use this set and I was going to use the small dragonflies, and here they are cut out. I'm actually only going to put that on here like this, and instead of gluing it all down, I'm going to try and put a small dimensional on the back of each of these little butterflies. Let's see if that works size-wise. I haven't tried it yet. See if you can see through. Oh no, if I'm careful and I put them right in the middle, I don't think you'll be able to see them. And hope that they're all the same size dragonfly body. I'm sure they will be. And in that way, the dragonflies will be raised up a little bit as well. You see any through? Oh, you can see little bits through. See if I can move that one up a bit. So if you use the dimensionals, they need to be a little bit nearer to the dragonfly's head than further down his body. Take the back ends off. Oh, these little pieces of paper stick everywhere, don't they? Doesn't matter where you go in my house, you can find the back of a dimensional. I've had them in washing, that's come out of the washing machine. I find them underneath my husband's sock, in his slipper, down the front of my dress. That one's just a little bit too low. Let's see if we can just manoeuvre that piece a tiny bit. There. And it won't matter too much because they're white and the backing's white. It's not like we're trying to put them on a colour and we shouldn't be able to see it at all. I don't think you can see any through there. Okay, that just gives those little wings a little bit of dimension as well. And I'm just going to curl them up slightly. There. Can you see? No, it just gives that little bit of depth, the same as this writing now. Now, this is going to attach to here. And when I was cutting out earlier, I was cutting pieces of DSP with the triple banner punch. And where did I put the little pieces that I cut it from? Oh, I can't see. Let me show you. So I had some little strips that were, I think, about an inch or 3/4 of an inch wide. Just 3/4 of an inch. And I'd fed it through the triple banner punch and sort of lined it up here, held onto it, punched it out. Oh, where did that go? Let's try again. So lined it up in here, punched it out, and these little pieces that were left are the pieces that I'm going to use now, because I thought they look like little pennants or little flags. So I had 3 of them. I didn't want to make any extra, I only had the 3. And I thought it might be quite cool to put them under here. Like this. Just looks a bit different. It's a little bit of you know, sort of an extra decoration. It's not cost you anything. Little pieces that would have gone in the bin. But because I want to be able to slide them a little bit, excuse me, I'm going to get the Tombow. So, just put that there. Now I want them to show with the stripy side up. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to just hold that there, and I'm only going to glue them to the underneath of this piece. I'm not gluing them onto the card itself. So there's the first one. Put a little bit of glue on the next one. I might need to use my tweezers or my paper piercer, I think, just to try and get them straight. Let's see. Do you know, it might be easier just to line them up on the back. Yeah, it's a little bit easier to do it this way, and then turn it over and check that you've got them in the right place. Yeah, I like them there. So then I'm just going to glue the whole thing on, and while I've got the Tombow out, I might as well just glue it all down with Tombow. I think those little scraps look quite effective. It's just a little bit extra. Okay, and then for the inside, As I said, I've already got the same size black and the same size white. What I need is probably that backing paper, because the black and the white on its own doesn't look very exciting in there, does it? So I'm just going to find another piece of that, and oops, let me look in my bag. Can't remember which it is. That one. Oh, of course, it's the one with the brown leaves on. Dear me. It's been a long day. Let's see what I'm going to cut it to as well. Just find my ruler. So it was a piece that was 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. I'm just going to cut this the same. Doesn't matter which way it goes because it hasn't got a dimension to it or a one-way pattern. 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. Pop those bits back in my bag. And then let's glue up. Oh, no, that's not the right size, Diane. How did I do that? Find another piece of that paper. They'll all come in though. I'm not worrying about them. Let's see if I've got another piece in here. Oh, I might not have any more. I have to cut a new piece. Let me measure it again. What is it? Measure twice and cut once. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. You're probably all shouting, no, no, it's the wrong size. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. If it's wrong this time, it's not meant to go in. Oh, no, seems to be right this time. Oh dear. Do you have days like that? Where everything you do, it's like you have to do it twice? I think today's my day like that. And then with the white piece, I think I'm just going to put a dragonfly on the inside. Let's see, let's find a little scrap paper. I wonder if I have any already cut out. So I do have bits in here. No, oh, they're over here. No, I don't want purple. Another purple. Big black one. I've got one little black one. Let's have a look. See what that would look like. Or we could stamp it. Does that give you enough room to write, do you think? Yeah, I could probably get the sentiment round there. Okay. Let's attach this to the middle. And then I haven't cut this out on my adhesive sheet, so I'm just going to pop a few little bits of glue on him, just so little different parts stick down. Okay, and then we'll just pop him at a little angle on there. Hold him down for a second. There. Now let's pop it inside. Okay, so there we are. There's my little dragonfly set, matched up with Tranquil Tide card, one of the sayings from Rooted in Nature, a little bit of DSP from Rooted in Nature, and that makes quite a pretty little card. So thank you again for watching me. I'm hoping that I'll be able to recreate this for my class. Might have to work on my measurements and cutting though. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care. Bye bye.